Got your snacks for you, Cheetor. Just like you wanted. Cheesy chips. I said I wanted Cheetos. Who does he think he is, Chester? What? What did I say? Hello, everybody. Sparkster1701 here. We're taking a look at another Kingdom toy. This is one of the deluxe class figures. This is Cheetor from the Beast Wars era. And I do have to say that, while I've never been much of an aficionado of Beast Wars, after all, it came out in the 90s and I was starting to phase out of toys and cartoons. Not totally, but you get the idea. But I do have to say, I do like how this figure did turn out. This does look rather good. Although I will say that it is one of the more difficult ones to find in this area. But that can be said of all of the deluxe classes, as I've yet to see any of them in my area on the store shelves. So I got this guy and the other 3 deluxe figures by buying them online. That way I could present them all to all of my faithful viewers here. Now again, since I didn't collect Beast Wars when I was a child, due to the fact that I was in middle school at the time, so toys were slowly getting out of sync with me by then. So I don't have an original one to compare him with. But we're at least going to try to enjoy this one while we've got it here. And of course, taking a look at his accessory, Chitor only has one. And it would be a whip of sorts. Whip or a club. The instructions don't exactly make it clear. But from what I've read, it's apparently meant to act as a whip of sorts. And it is meant more as an homage to a later version of Cheetor. And of course, as you can tell, it also doubles as the tail for his alternate mode. There can be a lot of jokes said about him using his tail as a weapon like this. But this is a family-friendly channel, so we will avoid that. But moving along, we'll take a look at Cheetor and his articulation. Cheetor can turn his head from side to side. And he can look up and down a bit. His head is on a ball joint of sorts. When we shift his shoulders away a bit, his arms can be raised up about so far. The arm does rotate at the shoulder all the way, but the guard here does get in the way of that. He can bend his arm at the elbow 90 degrees. And he does have a swivel at the bicep. So he has the G.I. Joe battle grip. Or he can use it to punch his cat face in the mouth. What a lot of cat haters want to do to theirs sometimes. I don't recommend that. He does have a swivel here at his hips, so Cheetor can do the twist. You can spread his legs apart into just about a full splits. And he can raise his leg up at the hip, almost 90 degrees. The hip shield gets in the way a little bit. And you can also bend his leg at the knee 90 degrees. He also has something of a swivel here at his ankles, but it allows his ankles to basically move just to the one side. But that does show that Cheetor here does have quite a lot of articulation. For those somewhat unfamiliar with the character, Cheetor here was one of the younger Maximals that was on Optimus Primal's ship. So he sought to make a big name for himself during the conflict. And oftentimes when you're young and inexperienced like that, the desire for adventure often lets you get into trouble more often than not. And Cheetor apparently did find himself in trouble more often than he should have, and often had to be rescued or assisted by many of the other Maximals. Alright, let's transform Cheetor into his beast mode. To do that, for starters, we have to straighten his arms out. So we're going to shift them forward a bit and move them out to the sides, like so. Then there's a couple of panels here, right near, just below the animal head, that we are going to pop open and fold back. We do have a little bit of a post, so they will connect to the pieces here at his shoulder. Then they want you to raise his head up a bit, and then gradually turn it around all the way. Next, you're going to pop the animal head free from the chest. Now, at this point, I want to warn you viewers about something that was pointed out on the Transformers Wikia, is that this connection here with the animal head to this post on the chest, it is, especially on a brand new toy, it is rather stiff. So do be cautious when raising the animal head free from it, because it does tend to create a fair amount of stress, and it can break this piece. So do be careful with it when you are transforming it for the first time, and I would suggest you keep an eye on it as well for subsequent transformations, because it will eventually wear down and break if you're not careful. But at any rate, we're going to adjust the animal head as we raise it up. And it should go up and over and cover Cheetor's robot head and attach to the body. And of course, once you've done that, we turn him around here and we can bring down the jaw so it'll close the cat's mouth. And then now we're going to bring the arms back down, like so. Because we're going to turn them here at the bicep, so that these side panels here can line up with the arm cut, with the covers here on the arms, because we're going to bring them in and connect their posts and holes together, like so. And of course, once you've done that, we will rotate the fists at the wrist so that it brings the animal covering that's on the front and turn it all the way around so it goes to the back side, like so. Then back here, we'll turn him around We just shift the big legs off to the side, because we are going to fold everything down to form the chest of the cat and connect everything together. Then we can bring the front legs up and adjust the paws so that they're ready to be in position. And then, of course, the side panels stayed open, and you can just bring them down, close them up. And then now, we're going to take a look at his feet. Going to fold the feet up so that we can bring out the cat legs. Bring out the rear cat legs, and then you can fold the feet all the way in to the rear cat legs. And of course you can bend and adjust them to whatever you want to get him to stand. Then of course we get the tail, and of course there is a hole. Many of you older viewers know exactly what this is, so you know exactly what we're about to do. We won't sugarcoat it, but it's a family channel, so we're not going to say it. And like I said, you just adjust the legs to get him to stand. And there you have it. Cheetor is in his alternate mode of a cheetah. And it does look rather good. I mean, yeah, from some angles you can kind of make out the light blue colors from the hinges, so it is a small detraction. But it is a minor one. And of course, if you look at him from the back, you're obviously going to see the blue on the back of his legs, so that's a downside. But from most angles, a lot of it is concealed, and it doesn't look that bad. Now, of course, the cheetah does have some of its own articulation. The head does not move at all. It looked like it does, but it does not. But you do have the ability to open his mouth. Of course, the front legs can be spread out like so. They each have a joint at the knee, and there's a joint at the ankle. The ankles are also on a ball joint, so you can adjust the paws as such. For the rear legs, there's definitely articulation at the hips so that they can be adjusted for different positions. There's also the secondary one right at the hip. Then there's one directly at the knee. And the ankle is also on a ball joint, so you do get quite a range of motion on this animal. So you do get a fair amount of playability with how you can set Cheetor up here. Now we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of Cheetor? I do like Cheetor in a ways. The fact that he picked one of the fastest animals that can run on land certainly makes him more than capable of being a good character to have in the Transformer lineup, as he can probably, most definitely, outrun many of the vehicular Transformers. That might be kind of fun, actually, to watch him outrun some of them and then try to pounce them. Hopefully that's something they'll incorporate in the Kingdom cartoon when it comes out later this year. But all in all, this is a very good toy. It does have a lot of articulation to it. The robot mode is pretty good, even though it's based on a CGI cartoon character. I can't tell you how well it matches the original toy since I don't have it. But I won't venture a guess even with pictures since that's not really telling the whole story. But the cheetah mode, I just certainly like the cheetah mode. The cheetah mode looks great. I mean, this is something that's almost zoo quality. What you'd find in the gift shops, since it looks pretty good. But I don't see zoos picking up to sell some Kingdom toys, so I think we're just better off using this one instead. But still, if you're a fan of Beast Wars, you're definitely going to want to pick this toy up. If you're not a fan of Beast Wars, I really think you should pick this one up. This one isn't bad. I actually think this is one of them that I definitely got my money's worth out of it. It is pretty good. At any rate, that's my review of the Kingdom version of Cheetor. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and join our ranks. Make sure you ring the bell, because we'll be posting videos all over this month. I ask that you share this video with your friends and fellow collectors. That's what helps this channel grow. And also share your thoughts about Cheetor in the comments down below. This is Sparkster1701 saying I'll catch you all later.